Okay, today we're talking about art filters.
Art filters. Alright. On the top of the camera we have a dial which allows you to go through several different modes on the camera. Besides shooting full manual exposure and a shutter priority, aperture priority, and the full automated mode, which is the total no-brainer. You just wake this puppy back up again. We have something called the art filter mode.
Okay.
And what that allows me to do is I can choose from 6 different modes on the camera.
Very cool so far.
It is. If you look, matter of fact, you know, let me flip the camera around so they can see out there.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, I have,
We're gonna move some
let's
of this.
start up with the pop art. This will actually give real heavy saturation, kind of like the Andy Warhol kind of thing.
Okay.
A soft focus. Again, the wedding photographer, that very dreamlike effect. It's going to give you some sharpness in the center of the photograph and then soft on the outside. A pale and light color, so it's giving you more like a pastel kind of appearance. Concentrating on the light tones is another mode. The grainy film. This takes us all back to the old black and white Tri-X days. And then you have the pinhole effect, which again,
Right, like your vignettes. And
exactly. So if you, instead of having to find that film lens that doesn't belong in the digital camera, I can actually apply a filter to create the vignetting in camera.
Can we try it?
Sure. So
Alright, let's do that.
I'll let you pick
Yeah.
a mode. So
Okay.
just
I'm gonna take a regular picture first. Is
okay.
that cool?
Sure. So actually, let's take you back out to just
What?
the eye auto, which is the total. Hey, I'm just taking a picture. No, don't
Okay.
want to think about it.
Who's my subject?
Shoot me.
You. Okay, here we go.
Shutter button right up on top.
Here we go.
Okay, we
Here's
got
the
that.
before.
Cool. Great. Thank you.
Okay. There we go.
Now we're going to put it over to the art mode.
It would be art mode.
The art mode.
You ready?
Correct.
Okay, art. We're on the
Okay.
same page?
We are. Now
Okay,
you
and that's
want
exactly what I'm gonna go with.
you want grainy film.
I am.
So say okay first. You want to accept that on
Okay.
the camera, and now you just jump back 30 years.
Don't you think that's totally appropriate for what I'm
Absolutely. And then it's applying the filter in camera. Boom. There you go.
Okay, you ready? Here we go.
And then we can hit the playback button.
Oh, sorry, me bet.
The fact that the camera shoots in JPEG and in RAW, I can shoot a JPEG plus a RAW at the same time,
Okay.
preserving the color photograph with the original and the filtered photograph on this at the same time without
Very
taking
cool.
2 shots. So you have the opportunity to go backwards in the other direction. So again, if you get that shot where you've got the little glow in somebody's eyes, it's a little demonic, and you want to use that as a Christmas card, that works really well.
That's so much fun. That's just a lot of
Now
fun.
here's where it gets really interesting.
Got it.
When you were asking me the original question, is it a DSLR or is it point and shoot? Who is this camera for? Okay, this is the greatest question in the world that can be asked.
So that would be for everybody.
Exactly, and here's the reason why.
Okay.
We have another function on top dial called the scene mode,
See.
or I refer to these as instant expert mode. And what this is in high automated mode, or
Ooh.
high end, giving you all of these different situations. So like you handed me the camera, Mark, do me a favor, you know what? I'm on my company trip and I've got to do an expense report. Well, I need to turn my expenses and I need receipts and all of that. I could do the document mode. Or if I decide to
Wait,
change
wait,
to a
what
life
does
of
it do?
forgery.
There you go. What does it do?
Okay, in the document mode, what you're doing is it's setting the camera into a macro situation where it's
Okay.
giving you the right depth, it's setting ISOs, it's setting apertures, depth of
Right.
field, all of that
Right. And it's-
predetermined in camera. So now if I say okay to that function,
Okay, here.
I can turn around and photograph documents all day long and then email them as part of my expense report.
Let's see.
So I would actually drop this right there, basically hang the camera right over, get my focus, and then shoot my documents. So we have the art modes, we have the scene modes. Again, you can do full manual exposure, you can do full automated exposures on there. You also have the movie mode, which allows you to use the camera to make high definition movies.
Oh, it's high def. Video.
High def, 720p at 30 frames a second.
Okay. Can you zoom?
Not only can I zoom during the movie, but I can also refocus during the movie, which is not something that's able to be done by anybody in the DSLR
I
world.
knew that it had a unique feature like that.
Yes. Now also, with that said, the high definition movie is a 16:9 format.
Okay.
The camera can shoot in 16:9, but I also have other formats that I can mimic different types of film. I have the 4:3 aspect ratio, I have the 3:2 aspect ratio, all in something that can fit in my pocket.
Sounds good.